Hello everyone, welcome to Titan Turtles Club. This is Xinle. We'll continue the study series. Today we'll talk about how to learn Python in 30 minutes. So first thing first, for programming, we need a coding environment. Let's go to a website called Replit.com. So let's open the browser, Replit.com. You can create an account. I'm just logging into my account. And as soon as you create your account and logged in, you can create a repo over here, template Python and title turtle, create a repo. As soon as it's ready, you can start to type. So first, hello turtle, and you click run. It's run immediately. Creating a comment in Python is very simple. Just add a hashtag in the front. Over here, add hashtag. This is a comment. And also, if you have a print statement like hello, and you can add a hashtag at the end. So print statement, and you can run it. Those hashtags will be ignored by the computer. The comment is just for human to read. And also, if you don't want to run this line, just add a hashtag at the front. It will not run this line. Python has 4 data types: integer, float, string, and Boolean. Let's say integer can be 3, 4, and a big one. And the float can be 1.2, 1.3, 3.14, and also string can be hello and double quote or even single quote world, and Boolean could be true or false. These are the basic data types for Python. In Python world, the output is done by print function. We can do print hello, we can run it, and we can also print a number like 4. Yeah, and we can also print 4 and hello and 3.5 and a true statement. Yeah, separate them by the comma and run it. You can see 4, hello, 3.5, and true. Python can also do mathematical operations. If we do 3 plus 4 and run it, let's clean it, run it. It's 7 minus 3 minus 4 is -1, and time 3 times 4 is 12, and 3 divided by 4 is 0.75. Yeah, and 3, this is the power of 4, which is 81, and 3, and this is the mod, the finding the remainder, which is 3, and also 3 double divide will give you the quotient as 0. And also we can do it for the string, for example, hello plus world, and we will run it. Yeah, it's concatenating the hello and the world, but when we combine the string with a number, we cannot actually print it. It will give us an error. How we do that? If we want to print both, we can use a comma to separate them. Yeah, hello world and 4. We can actually do times 2 over here, which will print the world 2 times. The concept of a variable in Python is very similar to the concept of variable in algebra. X equals to 4, y equals to 3, and z equals to x plus y, and we can print first print x and next print z. So let's run it. So first, when we do x equals to 4, we assign 4 to x, So when we have z equals to x plus y, we're actually assigning the result of x plus y to z. So which is 4 plus 3. Variable can have a longer names. For example, a variable name can be user equals turtle. We can print user. Right? And also the variable can be like a user one underscore works, and rabbit, right? Print user one. When we print it, we have a rabbit over here. And also we can change the user to something uppercase and lowercase. For example, user rabbit over here, user rabbit. Yeah, we can print it. Yeah, it's a rabbit as well. But we cannot put a number at the beginning of it. For example, one user rabbit. See, it's already giving us some syntax error when we run it. Yeah, it says invalid decimal literal. Also in Python, we can do user input. User equals input. What is your name? And we can add a space here, and then we can print hello and a comma and a user and run it. So what is your name? We type turtle and hello turtle. We also have a chain function which we can have a user equals to turtle, right? And what we can do normally, if we print user, we'll print just turtle. And if we make sure we want just uppercase, we chained into a uppercase upper function and run again. It will be uppercase, and also count. We can count, right? And T. Yeah, there are two T's in the uppercase of the turtle. List in Python is a way to hold multiple variables. For example, we can have L equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, and even big, true. Yeah, so the list will start with a bracket, and you can put a number, you can put different variables in it, and you can separate them using comma, and then you can print them, print L, and click play. Yeah, you can see this is a list. There's a index in list, so let's say a equals to L of 2, and let's print a. In Python, the index always start with 0, so the first one will be index 0, second one will be index 1, and third one will be index 2. So when we run it, we can see that when we print a, it's actually the index 2, which is the third one. And also what we can do is we can append some numbers into the list. For example, append a rabbit, and let's print L again. After we append the rabbit, we have one more items in it, and also we can pop the value. So b equals to L dot pop and parentheses. Let's print b first, and also let's print L. Okay, so you can see that this is the print b. When we do the pop, it will pop up the last value of the list, which is the rabbit, and we assign it into b. When we pop a value out, that value will be removed from the list. Also, there's another way to store multiple variables in Python, which is called a tuple, and we use a parenthesis to do tuple. Let's take a look, and let's see, t equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can print t, right, and click run. Yeah, you can see that it can still hold these 4 numbers. So what's the difference between tuple and the list is, for example, we can do the same thing for the list, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, and print L. So the difference is the list is mutable, and the tuple is immutable. And when it's immutable means that you cannot change it. For example, over here, if we do something like a t append, right, 5 on it, when we run it, it will complain that tuple does not have an attribute called append. What we normally can do in the list is if we have we can assign something to a value inside the list. For example, over here, let's assign 5 to t0. Let's run it. As you can see that tuple does not support item assignment because this is immutable. What we can actually do is in the list we can do that. Yeah, list 0 is we can assign it to value 5 and let's clean it here, run it. We can see that the first value of a list assigned to 5. In Python, there are two ways to create a loop, for and while. So let's take a look. For I in range 100 and print I. So we are looping the number I in the range of 100. So let's print it. You can see that we're printing the value from 0 all the way to 99. The range function normally has the start, end, and also step. So by default, the start is always 0, and the end. So over here we just put an end over here, and the step by default is equal to 1. All right. So what we are doing here is we use the default value of a step, default value of a start, and we just set the value of end, which is 100. And the value of end actually is not included in the range. So yeah, that's why we see that. And also what we can do is we can do 1, like 4, and step, let's say step 2. So it starts from 1 and end at 4. So let's run it. You can see that it only output 1 and 3, means that the step is 2, 1, and next one is 3. And also we can do the while loop. We can start with I equals to 0, and while I is less than 10, we can print I, and afterwards we can use I plus equals to 1. So I plus equals to 1 means that we will assign I plus 1 into I itself. So this is a short way of writing this I equals to I plus 1. And we can run it. As you can see, it's loop through the different i's until the I is no longer less than 10. The next concept is a slice. Slice is very similar to the range. It has a start, end, and step. So first let's create a list. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and slice can equals to L and bracket. Let's say 2 and 4, and let's print S. Okay, as you can see that it's printing starting from the index 2 and end at the index 4, which it doesn't include the end index, so it will print 3 and 4, doesn't include the index 4, which is 5. And over here, what you can do is you can omit the end. When you run it, it starts from the index 2 and run all the way to the end. And there's also another way to do that, which is start from omitting the start, and we end at like index 5. It will print from 1 to 5. And the same thing, we can add a step over here. See, it's a jumping between the values. The next concept in Python is set. So we use curly bracket to assign the set. X equals to 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6, and 5. Y equals to 6, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, so let's print X and Y. Alright, run it. As you can see, so the first one is X and the second one is Y. And what we can also do is we can print the set dot union dot X Y. Yeah, so then we're unionize X and Y. And also what we can do is we can have an intersection of X and Y. By doing that, you can see that we are only taking the intersect of the X and Y. And also we can have, for example, Y we can remove 9 and we print Y again. See, Y doesn't have 9 anymore. And we can add one more thing, add something, for example, like we add 10 to the Y and run it again. Yeah, we have one more item in the Y. Also in Python, there's a concept called a dictionary, which is a key value pairs. What we can do is, for example, we can have a D equals to parenthesis first, let's say key 1 equals to 1 and key 2 which equals to value 2 print D. And we can also print a bracket and key 1, which will look for what's the value here and print it out. Yeah, so the key 1 is 1, and if we change it to key 2, we run it. Yeah, it's value 2. Also, we can looping through the dictionary D, for example, for key in D and print key. You can run it. You can see that we're printing the keys in the D, and also we can do the values of it. V, we can print V and run it. We can print values within the dictionary D, and also we can print them both K, V, and D. Let's say items using K, comma V, and run it. We're printing K1, 1, K2, value 2. We can add something to the dictionary, for example, D, let's say key 3, all right, equals to value 3, right? And we print D again. Let's clear over here, run it. As you can see, the D contains the value 3 as well. And also, what we can do is we can print key 2. We can test whether the key 2 is in the D. So key 2 is in the D, so it returns true. One of the very important concept in Python is a function, and it's defined using def. So what we can do is we can type def space func. You can that's the name of that function. So and we use a parenthesis and add a colon and hit enter. So we need to put some indentation over here so that those code indented in will belong to the function. For example, we will print hello world and we can call the function over here, and when we run it, we can actually do the hello world, and also we can call the function again and it will run the hello world again, so that we don't have to repeat the code. Is we can change name of the function. For example, we just say the function name is hello, and we can add a parameters into it. For example, let's say name. We can say hello, the name. Over here, we call this function hello Tom, and also hello Jack. We can run it. Hello Tom and hello Jack. And also we can add functions inside a function. So still keep the indentation, do another function. So say hello to and the name and this time we print not hello but hi of the name. And before we run it, we need to call it hello to, okay, name. Okay, we run it. You can see that it will print hello Tom, hi Tom, hello Jack, and hi Jack. And over here, when you define and use the function, one very important thing is the colon and indentation. So colon means that we are defining a function, and indentation is those spaces at the front. When we have the same amount of spaces at the front, these items are actually inside this function, and you can see that the rest doesn't have space in the front. So these two line of code doesn't belong to this function. So this whole thing belongs to the hello function, and this one line belongs to this function hello2. And also we can see that we need to define the code before we actually call them. So for example, if we move the hello Tom at the beginning, we run it again. Let's clear the console, run it. You can see that, okay, name hello is not defined because it couldn't find the hello. It's not defined yet. All right, next is the scope concept. So let's see first, x equals to turtle, and let's define some function, func, and name, and let's say x equals to the name, and then we'll print, we'll call the function, and let's say rabbit, okay, and let's print x. Okay, so as you can see that even we change the x into rabbit, when we print x, it's a still print turtle, and the reason is because this x is actually a local variable which just belongs to this function, and this x over here is a global x. So if we want to make sure we're using the global x over here, what we can do is we can claim it, yeah, global x, meaning that we tell the computer we are using the global x rather than the local x, and we can run it again. Yeah, it's a rabbit. Yeah, so that's the difference between the global and the local variable. And also a function can have a return value. For example, let's create a function df. Let's say add a and b, and let's return a plus b. And when we print add, right, 3 and 4, when we run it, yeah, it's a 7 because it's returning the summation of a and b, and a is 3, b is 4. So that's the return of the function. The next concept is exception. For the exception, we can actually run the code with a try. For example, if we try something like x equals to 8 divided by 0, right? Definitely this is not allowed. So we will type except 0 division error. So you can say you can't divide by 0, and add a finally, say the code is finished. What we do is we will try whatever the block running whatever inside this block, and then if there's any error coming out, it will see if we are catching that, if that is a except error. For example, over here is 8 divided by 0, which is a 0 division error. So it will accept this error and print out whatever the error is. And finally, the part of finally the finally block of code will be always run whether it's succeeded or not. So let's run it. You can see that you can't divide by 0 and the code is finished. So over here, if I change it to 8 divided by 1, which is illegal, we run it again. Yeah, and it's always run this finally. The code is finished. The next concept is lambda function. For example, let's say
equals to
fn
lambda.
x, and y and x plus y, right? So we can print fn 3 and 4 and run it. Okay, so we're actually adding the x and y to 7, right? And if we change it to 6, 6 plus 4 equals to 10. All right, next we'll talk about the map and the filter functions. So first, let's make a list equals to L equal 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so let's see, map MP equals to map of a lambda function, which is x, and x will times 2, and we put L in, and so we print list of iterate of this map, and we run it. As you can see that this lambda function is very useful over here because it's actually multiply each individual element in the L list by 2. So this is a very useful function. And also one thing is what we can do is we can change it into filter. Filter is for example, whether x is
The
divisible
remainder
by
should
2.
be equal to 0. We are
Let's run it.
filtering out non-even numbers and left with only even numbers.
Next is a concept of a F string. F stands for the format. For example, we have F. This is, and we can put a name here, and I like something, right? Oh, misspelled some. Okay, so over here, let's say name is equals to Jane, and something, let's say, is reading. We want to print it. Yeah, so this is Jane. I like reading. And also I like number. For example, we can say 4 times 2. The F string actually combining the string with some calculation so that we can print something in a very good format. Python also has a class. So first we need to define the class. The name of the class, let's say, is cat. Class in Python also has a constructor which is underscore underscore init and underscore underscore, and the function takes first one is self, next one we can say name and age. So self dot name equals to name, and self dot age equals to age, right? And then let's define c1 equals to cat. The first cat, let's say Maggie, okay, it's a 5, right? And c2 equals to cat, right? And second one is Tom, and yeah, his age is 7. So let's print c1 dot name, c1 dot age, and print c2 dot name and c2 dot age. All right, so let's run it. So you can see Maggie is 5 and Tom is 7. And we can add something fancy, such as a self has a skills, and define it as an empty list. And then we can define add underscore skill. All right, same thing, self skill and colon. Okay, so self dot skills and append. So we're adding the skill, right? And so over here we can have C1 add skill per, and C2 add skill. First is sleep. Okay, C2 add skill. Second still as catch Jerry. All right, so and we can print those skills. C1 dot skills and C2 dot skills. All right, let's print it. As we can see that we can add skills to each cat. Python also have many packages you can import from. So let's see how we can do that. It's very simple, like import date time present equals to date time dot date time dot now. All right, so we can print time now is present. Let's run it. As you can see, time now is the time. So you can import many different packages to run with it. With the import function, we can actually step on the shoulder of Giant so that we can utilize different libraries, different packages, and make Python is really useful.
We finished the Learn Python in 30 minutes tutorial. I hope you enjoyed. The most important thing for learning any language is to practice. Hope you enjoyed, and remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell button so that every time we post a new video, you'll get notified. Thank you.